So let's start, everybody, by coming over to your mat, and we're actually going to start lying down on our backs today. No, lie down. So coming down, just relaxing for a minute, just letting the weight of the day roll off of you. Maybe you feel your upper back pressing into the mat. Maybe it feels really nice to have that weight taken off and just to relax and lie here. No. And then what I'm going to get you to do is take your arms and put them out in a T. And then we're basically going to do snow angels with the top half of our body. So taking your arms and then gently gliding them up over top of your head and back down, just as if you're doing a snow angel with the top half of your body. Moving your arms up and down, maybe feeling a stretch in the upper back and shoulders as you're doing this. And now pairing your breath with the movement. So for inhaling, you're moving your arms up, and exhaling, they're coming down. We'll do two more paired with the breath. Inhaling, moving up, feeling some sticky parts in the shoulders and back maybe. Exhaling down. And inhaling back up. And exhaling down again. Great, and now slowly coming on up into cross-legged position. Awesome. Come here, you gotta lay down. Lay down. Violet, lay down. Sorry. And when you come into cross-legged position, just feeling your spine nice and straight. Shoulders are back, chest is lifted, and the crown of your head is reaching up towards the sky. And then taking our arms and bringing them up over our head. Good, and on the out breath, we're just going to twist to the right. Right hand comes behind you and left hand comes to your knee. Holding here, inhaling. And exhaling, feeling that twist in the upper back. Stretching out the spine. Inhaling. And exhaling, twisting a little bit more to the right. We're going to do one more breath. Inhaling, feeling your spine grow tall. And then exhaling, twisting even deeper to the right. And then coming back into neutral. Just staying there for 1 second. I have to let Violet back upstairs. Violet, come on. Go upstairs. Go upstairs. We tried. All right, good. And then we're gonna do that twist on the other side. Inhaling, arms coming up and floating up to the sky. Exhaling, twisting to the left. Holding here, and as you breathe in, crown lifts up, spine gets even taller, and then as you exhale, twist a little deeper to the left. Inhaling. And as you exhale, you should feel that release through the upper spine. Let's do one more like this. And twisting. Good, and then we'll let that go. And we'll just do a couple of neck rolls to release our neck and upper shoulders here. And so when you're ready, take your left ear to your left shoulder. And then slowly bring your chin down to your chest. And around to the left side. To the right side, sorry. And then rolling again, chest down. And then left ear to left shoulder. And just a couple more, however feels good to you. If you want to go back as well and bring your neck back, that's fine. Your head back. If you want to do a full roll. Releasing through the neck and the shoulders and the spine. And then turning the other way, rotating the other way. Breathing through this. Letting your shoulders unwind. All the tension releasing. Good, and then bring your head up to neutral. Awesome. We're gonna move up onto our knees now. And for this one, if you would like, you can just sit up on your knees like this. Or if you want, you can lean back on you can tuck your toes under and lean back on your heels if you want to stretch through your feet and toes. And then we're going to do a little bit of a cat-cow in this position. So bringing your arms up to a T. On the in-breath, we're going to push our hearts through, opening up the chest and the throat. And on the out-breath, rounding your shoulders, bringing your arms to touch, stretching through the upper back. Good. Inhaling, pushing heart through, looking up. Exhaling, rounding, chin tucks, pelvis tucks. 3 more of these. Exhale, feel the round in your spine. Really accentuate that. And then inhaling. And exhaling. Doing these on your own breath. You can do, don't worry if you're out of time with me. And then we'll just do one more. And exhaling. Coming to center, lifting up off of your toes, and then pointing them and giving them a little shake, a little stretch. Good. And then we're going to come onto hands and knees now. Working more deeply into our shoulders and upper back. Let's do thread the needle, one of my favorite poses. This one always helps when I have sore necks, sore shoulders. So let's start with the right side. Inhaling that right hand up, opening to the right, and then coming through and placing it down on the ground. Your left hand can be gently on the ground to give you support. To take it one step further, you can put your left hand on your lower back. And so you're deepening that stretch. Now breathing into the shoulders, to the back. 3 breaths here. One more breath. And then on the next in-breath, coming up and opening up to the sky, seeing if you can reach a little bit taller with that right hand. And exhaling, hands to floor. Good, let's do that on the other side now. So inhaling, opening up to the left, and exhaling, sliding that through, thread the needle. Your face rests gently on the floor. Right hand tented in front of you to keep your balance. You can also take that right hand and put it on the lower back for an intensified stretch. Let's do 3 breaths here. Pushing over to your left and feeling that stretch even more. 1 more breath here. Good, and on the next inhale, opening up again to the left, stretching up your left arm to the ceiling, and exhaling down, tabletop. Awesome. Let's do a couple of cat-cows here, just to keep getting into that upper back and shoulders. So on the inhale, drop your belly, lift your chin, look up. On the exhale, rounding into that cat back, stretching through the shoulders and the back. Inhaling. Exhaling. Tucking tail, tucking chin. Inhaling, belly down. And then exhaling, tucking your chin and your tailbone. Good, and then coming back to center now. This time, reaching your hands, walking them forward on your mat. We're working our way into puppy pose. So when you walk them forward enough, then pushing your hips back and feeling that stretch in your underarms and your shoulders. Maybe your forehead is to the floor. Maybe it's not. Either way, breathing in for 2 breaths. Good, and then walking your hands in now. So we're back into tabletop. So we've done a lot of stretching for the shoulders. We're going to do now some mobility and strengthening. So we're going to come into a plank first of all, and then we're going to rotate between plank and downward dog. So in plank, you want your tail to be slightly tucked. You want a long line in your spine. So try to make sure your core is engaged here. Wrists under shoulders. Good. Inhaling here. And then as you exhale, you're going to push back to downward dog. Inhaling into plank. We're going to do this 5 times. And exhaling, pushing back to downward dog. Inhaling, we're back to plank. Oops. Inhaling and then exhaling. Back to downward dog. Feeling your shoulders working here. We have 2 more. Inhaling, plank. Exhaling, downward dog. Try to make it a fluid motion. Last one, inhaling, plank, and exhaling, downward dog. Good. Take 1 deep breath here. And then on your next breath, you're going to take your left foot and bring it up between your hands. Taking the back foot, we're going into a warrior 1, so back foot is a 45-degree angle. And then floating your arms up to the ceiling. So we don't do warrior 1 very much. It's not my favorite pose. It always feels awkward to me. So yeah, just check that your back foot is at a 45. Front knee is over ankle, and then hips are kind of facing forward as much as possible. You guys look great. Good, 1 breath here. One more inhale. And on the exhale, we're going into warrior 2. We're kind of building on a ladder type of thing here. So then warrior 2, we're going to take 3 deep breaths. Strong and steady. Good job, you guys. 2 more breaths. On the inhale, you might feel yourself lifting up a little. And on the exhale, you may feel your knees sinking even deeper. Last breath. Good. On the next breath, we're going to transition into a high lunge. So taking that back foot and now pointing it forward. Oops. Whoop. That's a balancing act. Taking that back foot, pointing it forward, and then into high lunge here. Good. Checking your knees above your ankle. Back leg can be slightly bent. And we're going to do 3 breaths here. If your shoulders are sore, you can put them in a different position, such as cactus. You can also clasp your hands behind your back for more of a chest and shoulder stretch. Good. 1 more breath here. And then on the inhale, we're going to pop up to warrior 3. This is no joke, so tighten your core. And then do it in 2 steps if you like. So 1 step, right foot becomes closer to the left. 2nd step would be now warrior 3. Beautiful. So good, you guys. Amazing. Let's try for 2 breaths here. If you fall out, just come back in. Try to bring the right hip parallel to the floor. 1 more breath. And then we're going to try to gracefully come back into a high lunge. Oh, yes! Nice, you guys. 1 breath here. On the next in-breath, we're going to bring our right foot up to our left and meet it there. Awesome. You guys look great. So we're going to do 3 full sun salutations just to rinse all of that out. Yeah, grab a glass or a drink of water. That's a great idea. I hope that was challenging for you guys. I tried to make it that. So 3 sun salutations. I'm going to do full ones. You guys are welcome to do half sun salutes as well. I know we usually do half, so you guys are well aware of how to do that. But I'm going to make us work a bit and do full sun salutations before we move to the other side. So inhaling, hands reach up to the ceiling, stretch, stretch, stretch. Exhaling, we're going to bow down, forward fold, and then inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling back into plank. If you like, do a chaturanga with me or go back to downward dog. Inhaling, upward dog or baby cobra, whatever your body needs, and exhaling into downward dog. Inhaling, walking or hopping to the front of your mat. Halfway lift, exhaling, fold. Inhaling, sweeping your arms all the way back up. Exhaling, hands come to side in mountain pose. 2 more of those. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, forward fold. I'm going to try to go a bit faster. Inhaling, flat back. Exhaling, forward fold. Oops, I mean plank. All right, get into plank. Let's take 1 breath in plank. And on the exhale, down in chaturanga, or meet me in downward dog. And inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. On the inhale, walking up. And then halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweeping all the way back up. And hands come down to the side. Let's keep going, just 1 more. Inhaling, reach, 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 reach. Exhaling, fold. Inhaling, halfway up. Exhaling, plank. And then inhaling, exhaling, chaturanga. And inhaling, upward facing dog. Heart pushes through, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take 2 deep breaths here. Awesome job, you guys. Looks great. And then on your next breath, we're going to take our left foot and bring it up in between our hands. So we're going to the other side to do that sequence on the other side. I just got up very awkwardly into warrior 1. So once you're in warrior 1, if everything is situated properly, remember hips face forward even though The back foot is at a 45-degree angle. And then next step is to inhale and reach up with the arms. Awesome job. Let's take one deep breath here. And then on the exhale, we're going to move into warrior two. Change sides there. In our warrior two, let's take 3 deep breaths. Remember, on the in breath, you might come up a bit, and then out breath, you're sinking further into that pose, pushing your muscles. If your shoulders are sore, you can bring your arms down. Good, and then on the next in-breath, we're gonna switch into a high lunge. So moving that back foot and facing forward. Good job. That was hard on the balance. And then inhaling, arms float up. And again, you can go into any kind of position you want with your arms that feels good for you. Let's take 3 deep breaths here. Pushing that front thigh, feeling the heat, the burn as your muscles grow stronger. One more breath here. And then you know where we're going. Warrior 3, you can get there in 2 steps, or you can pop right up like this. Woo! That probably didn't look graceful, but all right, good. And once you're in warrior 3, check in with your left hip. It's not about how far your leg goes, but it's about those hips being parallel to the ground. One more breath here. And then back into our high lunge. One breath here. And then let's straighten the right leg and turn both feet forward. I'm gonna go into a forward fold just for a little break here. And in order to get into our shoulders even more, let's clasp our hands behind our back. Inhaling, chest comes forward, lift up, and then exhaling, folding forward, and just letting your arms come as low as they can without forcing them. If this feels good, stay here for 2 more breaths, or you can undo the clasp if you want and just have your hands on the floor. Inhaling. Exhaling, getting a little deeper. Inhaling again. And exhaling. On your next inhale, bring your hands to your waist and come on back up. Slowly. Good. And we're going to step to the top of our mat. And we'll do another 3 sun salutations. I really wanted you guys to get a bit of a workout tonight, so I hope that's happening. Again, you can do half salutes if that's better for you. I might do some halves. So inhaling, reaching up to the sky. Exhaling, folding forward, releasing everything. Inhaling, half lift, pinching your shoulders back. Exhaling, coming into plank. And then chaturanga. Inhaling, baby cobra or upward dog. And then exhaling, downward dog. On the inhale, walking up to the front of your mat. Halfway lift. And then on the exhale, folding again, releasing everything. Inhaling, coming back up. Hands to your side. Good. Again, inhaling, reaching up, stretching up. Exhaling, folding forward, letting it all go. Inhaling, halfway lift. And exhaling, coming into plank. And one inhale here. And then exhaling down into chaturanga. You can drop your knees like I am. Doing a baby cobra. And then back into downward dog. Good. And then coming up to the front of your mat again. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, folding forward. Inhaling, coming back up. Exhaling, hands to your side. I'm going to do a half sun salutation just for the new people, just kind of show them how it looks. You guys can do a full or a half, whatever you prefer. So half sun salute is inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, folding forward, releasing everything. Let your head dangle down and relax. And then inhaling, halfway lift. Your back is flat. Shoulder blades are pinching together. You're working here. And then exhaling, you're releasing everything again into that forward fold. And then inhaling, coming back up. You're reaching up again. And exhaling, hands to your side in mountain pose. And I'll wait here until everybody's up. Take your time. Good, okay. So we're gonna transition down to the ground now. I am going to end this meeting and then you guys can join on the same link. Does that sound good to everyone? Thank you. Awesome, see you in a second, Kay.
No, you're pregnant. Hey, guys.
Okay, awesome, we're all back. So let's go on down to the floor now. We're gonna go into some boats, working on our core. Take a sip of water if you like. So we'll get into our boats for about we'll do 3 rounds of boat because we do have a little bit of time. So coming down onto your bum with your feet in front of you, knees are bent. What you want to work on is having a really straight spine and lifting your heart up. So we don't want anything rounded like this. It's not cat pose. So lifting up like that. And you can stay here. This is a version of boat that is great. If you feel your abs working, you're tightening your core, then you can stay here for boat. And then the next level is to bring up one foot and then the other. And so if that still feels okay for you, then you can stay like that with your hands behind your knees, or you can bring your arms out. Just make sure your spine is still straight, heart lifted. I apparently can't talk through boat. One more deep breath here. And exhaling, folding coming into cross-legged just for a second. That's our resting pose. So we'll do that boat 2 more times. And I'm gonna try to get you to hold it for 5 breaths each time, even if I can't, or if I go into a different version of it, try your best to hold it, okay? Okay, ready? And now that you guys know how to do it, and a lot of you already know very well how to do it, let's get into it. So 5 breaths here. Well, I'm already shaking. That's 2. We have 3 more. You're doing awesome. 1 more. And release. Couldn't quite do 5. If you guys can do 5, please feel free to do that. Resting just for a second here and cross-legged. So we'll do 1 more boat, and I'm going to take a variation of the pose. I'm not going to go into a full boat. But you do your boat. You do you and your boat. however you like. All right, so one more boat, 5 breaths here. Okay, once you're in there, once you're into your boat, that's 5. 4. 3. Stay in it, good job, I see you. 2. Really important to have a strong core. 1. And release. Oh, good job. Awesome. All right. You know what? Let's come into a Sphinx pose just to stretch out our belly and our core for a second. So coming down onto your belly, your arms are bent at a 90-degree angle. This is a really nice stretch for the front of your body. And it's also a good heart opener. So pushing your heart through, making sure that your spine stays nice and long. And 2 more breaths here. Good. Okay, coming back onto your bum. Having you move all over here. We're gonna do another little stretch that will open up the front of our bodies, but that will also strengthen our shoulders. So for the shoulders tonight, I have been doing stretching, mobilizing, and then strengthening as well. So on your in breath, you're going to come up, lifting up your bum. This is reverse tabletop, essentially. So if you see the shape, you'll understand why it's reverse tabletop. I don't like to put my head back, but if you do, you can do that. And let's do a couple of these flowing. So on your exhale, coming down, bum touches the ground. And then on your inhale, going back up into reverse table. Exhaling, coming down. Inhaling up. Feeling a stretch through your chest and shoulders. And exhaling down. And then inhaling, coming on up. Working your shoulders, opening up the front of your body, exhaling down. And we'll do one more like that, just to open up your chest, your shoulders, and strengthen them at the same time. Good, and coming down. Awesome. So coming into cross-legged position, we're gonna go into another shoulder stretch. Taking your right hand and reaching it up to the sky. And then trying, if you can, to take that hand and touch the middle of your back. Yeah, you guys got it. Awesome. And so you can stay here, or you can clasp that left hand with the right hand. I can't. Another version is to take that left hand and just move your elbow down even more to intensify the stretch. And we're getting into our shoulder and our armpit, all the muscles. One more breath. And then you can release. Good. Then we'll do the other side, so lifting up the left hand, reaching it up to the sky, and then trying to take that left hand and move it towards your middle back. Good, and then you can clasp behind you if you like, reaching those hands towards each other, or taking that elbow and just kind of moving it down. You can feel this in your lats too, which are attached to shoulder, back, underarm. Just one more breath here. And when you're ready, you can let that go. And let's do a couple shoulder rolls now, just to release all that. Just in case any tension built up there. You can do a couple to the front. now we're gonna move to our belly. Like I said, I got you guys going back and forth here. I don't know, I think we've done this one before. This is one to really get a deep stretch in your shoulder and chest. So coming down to your belly, we'll start with the right side, taking your right arm out into a T, and then moving your left side of your body. You're gonna try to move your left foot over to the ground. So you're basically rotating to the left with that arm out to the other side. Okay, you guys are on the floor so I can't see you, but hopefully that's going well. So you might be just able to kind of rotate your body a little bit for now. If that left foot comes down to the floor and you want it even more intense, take your left hand and bring it back to try to touch your other hand. Okay, I think you guys can see me. Yeah, okay. Okay, and then breathe here. Rolling back onto your belly when you're done. And we'll move to the other side. I'll check in with you later to see if I explain that right and to see if you guys are getting the stretch in your shoulder and chest. So now taking your left hand out into a T and rotating your body to the right. So you'll take your right hand, push yourself kind of over and try to get that right foot back on the floor behind you. Head can be resting on the floor. This is really intense, so if it doesn't feel right, get out of it. We'll take a couple more breaths here. Feeling that left shoulder and chest opening up. And then if you want to intensify it, like I said, take the right hand and reach it back to try to meet the left. Slowly coming out when you're ready. Onto your belly. And then we're going to push back into a child's pose. You can do wide-legged one if you want with me. And we're going to take 5 deep breaths here. Letting all the work sink in. And when you're ready, slowly come on up. And we'll transition to our backs again. Slowly make your way all the way down on your back. Since we haven't done a lot for hips today, let's do a hip stretch on our backs here. So bending your knees and then placing your right ankle over your left knee. And bringing your left knee into your chest. Feeling the stretch in the right hip and the glute. If you want, you can grab behind your left thigh and just pull in ever so gently. Taking a couple breaths here. Releasing the tension in the right hip. You can move around a little bit if you like. Rocking side to side. And then when you're ready, let go of that. And we'll do the other side. 5 breaths here. You can rock side to side. I find that gets into more parts of my hip if I'm rocking a bit. And then letting that go when you're ready. And let's do one more hip and lower back release. We'll go into happy baby. Grasping onto the insides of your feet and pulling your knees down into your armpits. And then taking a couple deep breaths here. And then when you're ready, you can release that. And we're going to do a twist now, laying down twist. So you can keep your arms, put your arms out on either side, relaxed. Crossing your right knee over your left. And then lift up your hips and bring them a little bit over to the left, to the right. Yeah, to the right. And then letting them all fall over to the left. Nice deep twist here. Releasing that upper spine. And then one more breath. And you can come back up. Release the legs and then cross the left one over the right knee. Lift up and move your hips to the left. And letting everything fall over to the right now. Twisting into that upper back. Releasing the spine. And detoxing the body and the organs in the body. Three deep breaths here. And then when you're ready, you can release that. We're gonna end with a bridge, with some bridge poses before we get into Shavasana. So bending your knees, having your feet a little bit closer to your bum. And then lifting your hips up to the sky. Keeping your head and your neck still. Don't look from side to side. And then we'll release. Bring your bum down. On the next in-breath, pushing your hips up. Opening that upper butt or your front of your body. And on the exhale, coming down one vertebrae at a time. We'll do 2 more like this. Inhaling, lifting up. Exhaling, rolling down 1 vertebrae at a time. Good. And on your next one, lifting up, we're going to hold for 3 breaths. If you want to intensify this, you can clasp your hands together underneath you, tucking your shoulders, pushing your hips up. 2 breaths here. Opening up your chest and your shoulders. Breathing into your neck, shoulders, chest. And on the exhale, coming on down. Slowly 1 vertebrae at a time. Good, and then just hugging your knees into your chest for a moment. Counter stretch to the back bend. Letting everything release here. You can even turn your neck side to side, looking to the left and to the right. Releasing all the work we've done. And then taking your legs and stretching them out. We're going to go into Shavasana now. Palms are facing up at your side. You guys can stay in Shavasana. I'm just going to go into cross-legged pose while I guide you through Shavasana. So with the next in-breath, filling up your belly, your chest. And then as you exhale, letting everything sink down into the ground. All the work is done. This is a chance for your body to integrate all of the poses and the breathing. So now letting your breath just flow naturally. We'll do a quick body scan to get deeper into a relaxed state. Feeling your ankles and your heels resting on the ground. And coming on up into your calves, relaxing your calves into the mat. Relaxing your knees and the back of your knees. And then your thighs, feeling your thighs relax. Letting your hips sink down into the earth. Belly relaxes. Letting go of any tension in the belly. Letting your chest and your shoulders relax deeply, sinking into the mat. Neck and head are heavy. Eyeballs sinking into the back of your skull. Mouth is relaxed. Relax your jaw, letting any tension go. And coming up to your head, relaxing your thoughts. Your brain works so hard for you all day. Just coming into a peacefulness, letting the mind be still. Take a couple more moments here, and then I'll guide you back out. breath in through your nose and sighing it out. Bringing yourself back into the room, maybe rolling your head from side to side. You can take a long body stretch, bringing your arms above your head and just stretching your whole body. And then rolling onto your right side, coming into a fetal position. Rest your head against your right hand or elbow. Take a breath here. And then pushing yourself up and meeting knee in a cross-legged position. Good. And we're just going to take just another neck roll here for any last bits of tension that are remaining. Just moving slowly. Maybe one part is juicier than the other and you want to hold that for a minute or for a second. And then you can rotate the other way. And when you're ready, come into neutral. I'm just going to have you take your right hand, place it on the mat, reaching out beside you, and then taking your left ear to your left shoulder. Just getting another deep stretch right into the side of your neck. When we're at a computer all day or like dealing with stressful situations, a lot of us tend to hold that stress in our neck and our shoulders. One more breath here. Then we'll go to the other side. So releasing that, taking your left hand and reaching it out to your side. You can tent your fingers on the mat. And then your right ear comes to your right shoulder. Feeling that release all down the side of your neck and your shoulder. If you find that you're sitting at your desk all day long and not getting up a lot, you can set an alarm to do this stretch maybe every hour. That'll really help you. One more breath here. Good, and releasing that, bringing our hands now to our hearts. We'll finally say namaste to each other. So namaste, beautiful yogis of mine. Thank you so much for being here with me. And for coming back after that super long break we had. I was like, is anyone